Heavy metal rock.
Global mind.
With my global mind to speak to the amazing Hawxx. Thanks for speaking to me
today.
Let's go around the table. Tell me who you are. Tell me what you do in the band.
Hi, I'm Julia. I'm the bass player and I also sing backing vocals in Hawxx. Really shy. I'm Anna. I sing lead vocals and I play guitar in Hawxx. I'm also shy.
I'm Jess. I'm also in Hawxx, as everyone's been saying.
No!
And I play drums and do backing vocals as well.
I'm Hannah. You're not going to believe this, but I'm also in Hawxx. I play guitar and also sing backing vocals.
So, tell me about Hawxx. Tell me about the whole ethos behind the band. Tell me, not everybody knows you, so tell us all about you.
Just four unhinged human beings trying to feel some catharsis in a world where things are really tough, and so this band is a vehicle for us to get our big feelings out, and we all really like each other as well, so it's also a family. Yeah.
You have got an incredible dynamic between you, haven't you? So obviously I've seen you a few times, and I saw the last day of your tour on Friday in London, which was just incredible, and you just bounce off each other on stage. But also you've got such a loyal fan base, haven't you? What do you call them? Kettleheads?
Kettleheads, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, a group of Hawxx. Like what is it? The collective noun for Hawxx is a kettle. Yeah. So that's why they're kettleheads. Yeah, Friday was amazing. Friday was like, what a way to come home and just see like the summary of what we do. Do you know? Is that the word? Like,
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like this is what it's all about, and it still blows my mind that people sing the lyrics to the songs. I cannot believe that. What is that? Like, how?
It's like, oh, is that Anna? Is that she? No one's at their microphone.
Yeah,
but I can still hear this song going.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, like seeing people like getting so into it. It's like really emotional.
Yeah, it was incredible.
So
we
nice.
had little hymn sheets made with all the lyrics, and everyone had one, and people were just really into not just the music and the entertainment side of things, but also like trying to understand what the songs are about, what we are about, and being really into it. You could just see it on their faces, and when you play with an audience like that, it just gives you so much energy and so much more motivation to keep doing it, because it's hard being in a band. It's really hard work, and sometimes you're like, this is so tough, can I do it? And then you look at them, you look at your loyal fans, and you're like, yes, of course I can. We're all a big family here, so it's really special. Yeah, exactly that. We heard some mad things after gigs as well, like 2 different people were like, I'm going to therapy after your show. Like this one girl in Manchester was like, from the hymn sheets, which is why our lyrics are so important, and so it's so good that we have this little order of service. But like this one girl was like, every day I've been trying to make myself beautiful, but for who? Like, who am I doing it for? I don't owe the world anything, and that's because of you guys and like reading your lyrics, and like I'm gonna change, I'm gonna go to therapy, I just want to be free. And it's like, yeah, me too, like that's it just feels like this, we're all working towards being more free together, and that's just so fucking cool.
It's so nice hearing stuff like that, because like also that's kind of the things I feel from being in the band as well. Just like that support and like freedom.
I've learned a lot from being in the band, like to have that kind of safe space to actually just be yourself, and then like give up caring about other things. Like that's been really freeing, and like a massive confidence booster to kind of just be like, oh, actually, all of that doesn't matter. That's nice. Give up that.
On your album, Spit, Blood and Bones, I mean, a lot of the tracks on there are about, being free, aren't they? And going against the oppression of the beauty industry. And there's a lot in there about feminism and about queer rights. It's kind of really trailblazing, isn't it? But which of the tracks on the album are most personal to each of you?
Oh, that's I've never had that question before. Yeah. Who wants to start?
Oh god.
I wonder if we'll all have the same ones.
Do you mean like which ones speak to us?
Yes.
Like which ones we relate to the most?
Yes.
That's a really tough one.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, I feel like I relate to all of them. Like, I feel that like that's all stuff we felt but maybe in terms of the special ones, I mean, Reckless I feel very attached to as a song, just because that's like, I think I've often felt throughout my life like I'm too sensitive, and like my feelings towards things, like when I react, that's too much for people, or that like I feel things too deeply, but I think now I'm starting to realize more that that's a really wonderful thing. Like actually the world needs to feel things more deeply, and actually I think the world is going through a crisis of numbness and not feeling things.
Yes.
And so I think that Reckless is about the process of like realizing that and just laying your soul bare, and that like that's more important than closing up and turning away from truth. And that like the pain and maybe embarrassment or cringe of it all is worth it, and it's worth like feeling into, because it's that edge where like the magic happens. That edge of bravery. So yeah, probably that one is like the most like
Yeah.
I'm gonna copy that actually. Copy paste, same. No, but really, it's the same thing, isn't it? Like when you think you're too sensitive and you just can't, it's too much.
Yeah.
And you're not equipped to deal with the world, and everything is too intense, and you can flip it around. Maybe it's not you. Maybe it's a good quality. It's a good thing to be so sensitive, and even fragility. It can be a beautiful thing in many ways, and I'm sure many artists and creatives can recognize that quality in themselves. There's a line of "What would we do if we weren't afraid," which is so powerful.
Yes.
Because a lot of our choices and lack of choices are driven by fear.
Yeah.
And if we all ask ourselves that question, what would we actually do? What would we change? I can see myself as a fan and not someone in Hawxx, listening to that song, listening to that line, and thinking, wow, I need to sit down with this. I need to think about this. This is making me go to a deep place. A lot of the songs have that effect. Like the people who come to us after the shows, they always say, "This song means this to me. That song means that to me." It's powerful stuff.
Do you think as well, I think what I've taken from your music is it gives you permission, doesn't it, to connect to your own emotions? Because if some, it's music you love listening to and people you respect and you look up to, if they say, actually you can connect to your own emotions, then actually it's saying to us, it's okay, isn't it? Which is so powerful, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot of metal, I don't know if, I don't want to say a lot of metal doesn't do that, but sometimes you get the sense that it's more about the anger and the aggression, which is totally valid, but there isn't a lot of room for vulnerability and showing that fragility, because it's not strong, it's not, you know what I mean? So I think it's good that we are in the metal world somehow. I don't want to label us because it's hard to do, but I think we are bringing that aspect as well, and it means a lot to people. And you can do both.
Yeah, like heavy riffs can absolutely be the sound of like softness and vulnerability, and like it's not just like masculine anger that's paired with heavy riffs.
How fast can we play? How heavy can we play? Just because, like, I think ours is a bit more because of harnessing that power.
Yes, definitely.
With a message. I think the song that does that really well is Death Makes Sisters of a Song, because there's a fragility to it, but also there's a kind of collective anger, and that's the song I absolutely love playing live, because you do feel like you're not alone, and like, you know, we've got the harmonies and everything like that, and you just feel like I'm part of something, and I'm part of this kind of network of grief and anger and pride that we are together. You know, like there's a lot going on. For me, that's the one I absolutely channel, and I love playing live just because it's good to feel. It's good to feel that.
I definitely think Death Makes Sisters live is the highlight of every show. Just that like Tear Down the Skies, as soon as that comes in, it's just like a wave, whoa.
I mean, the reaction of the audience just blew my mind. It was just like the whole venue came alive, didn't it? It was just like, wow. It was so great.
Because everyone's feeling the same thing, and you know you've got a vehicle for it. It's just like, yes, this is what I wanted. This is actually what I wanted to sing like this whole time.
Oh, definitely. Can you tell me a bit more about that track? Because that track is so special, isn't it? Tell me a bit more about the inspiration behind that, for people who don't know.
I think songs always start in they'll start in a sort of immediate place, and then they'll like expand out towards the wider world. And with that song in particular, I remember being in Ireland, and I was on the phone to my friend who, like, because of trauma that she had been through, she had just completely lost herself, and she had become a completely different person, and it felt like there was a sort of a spiritual death happening there. And I remember like hanging up the phone and just feeling this like rage at like, it's not fucking fair. It's not fucking fair that like we have to walk through this world unsafe on our streets, and these things happen to us. And then that cascaded into this like wider thing of like, where do we go from here with these like, with feeling so unsafe, but then also having like this power inside us that people just keep trying to squish, and like through this grief and fear we can like convert that into power and unity and just something completely unstoppable. You know, like that like sisterhood is just the most powerful thing in the world.
Really.
And that's what we want to do behind the scenes. That's what we want to do on stage, like just have that unity, that togetherness. You know, I think that's the biggest fuck you to the patriarchy.
And let's talk a little bit now. It's a total change of tack. Let's talk about pigeons. Back to the big stuff. Alright. We're going to go in and have a little chat about pigeons. Come on, let's talk about pigeons.
Right, well.
Where do we begin?
It all started
in Greenwich.
Outside Pirate Studios in Greenwich.
What came first, the pigeon or the egg?
Well, the pigeon. Our pigeon. So yeah, we were rehearsing, as you do, just one day, none the wiser, and we came outside, and there was a pigeon next to Jess's car, like almost under it, and we were like, come on little buddy, like move, and he wouldn't move, and so we were like, and then he'd kind of, and we were like, what do? We can't drive off and just leave this pigeon here on the tarmac, like he's not okay, you know. So I looked up how do you help injured pigeons, London, and found the London Wildlife Protection Unit, and they were like, you need to catch the pigeon, find a box. I was like, how do I find a box? They were like, look in a bin, and I looked in a bin and there was a fruit box. So found a box. Julia starts like moving around. Actually, like, because I've caught quite a few pigeons since this day, I have to say it was expert pigeon catching.
Thank you.
You were very slick.
Which camera is it if you need a pigeon catcher?
Straight to that one.
Get in touch. Great rates. Anyway.
So Julia caught the pigeon, I had the fruit box, and then we put the pigeon in the fruit box, sent a video to the wildlife people, and they were like, it's a baby. Hang on, one of our volunteers will be here soon. We waited, they didn't show up. They were like, it may be tomorrow. So I was like, right, well, it seems I'm taking home the pigeon. May I have a lift to the station? Hannah.
I was not as invested in this pigeon because I have a phobia of pigeons. Because
a test from God.
Yeah, because of a traumatic event. I was riding my motorbike, and it's my second motorbike lesson, and a pigeon hit me in the head and broke my visor, and anyway, since then, and pigeons have always hated me. They've always flown at my face. Anyway, that aside. And I was like, I need to get to the tube with my pigeon box. And I was like, well, I guess I'm doing that then, am I? So I said to Anna, right, sit in the back, keep that lid down, or I will crash. I will kill us both, and the pigeon. Or the pigeon probably fine, but but we'll die. And then I could hear this pigeon pecking behind me. So I'm like, my face is by the windshield of the boat, like all the way through. That's the longest 10-minute drive I've ever had. Anyway, you got out at North Greenwich Station.
It wasn't that very well. I was like, this person has a good soul. Do you know what I mean? Like, to confront your phobia.
I didn't want the pigeon to suffer, obviously, but I really, really didn't want to be trapped with a pigeon. It was a difficult decision.
But yeah, after that, I was like just on the Jubilee line, going all the way back to northwest London.
From
southeast, just with the pigeon. I remember a guy on the tube being like, what you got in the box? And I was like, a pigeon. He's like, are you joking? I was like, no. I'm not.
That's the only time people on the tube will talk to you, is if you've got like a cool object.
Yeah.
It's true.
Like, oh, what's that? And then everyone's like a chatterbox in London.
Yeah.
It's hard to entertain in London.
But yeah, basically had this night with this pigeon. It was touch and go. I was like, is he gonna survive? like I felt so, I know it's funny, but I genuinely felt like really invested in this pigeon surviving. And since then I've just become, I was obsessed with birds anyway, but like I can't tell you how much love I have in my heart for pigeons. I feel like solidarity with pigeons out there, because they have a tough time, man. Like, since then I really notice how injured they are. I have a penknife with me in case I find pigeons that have string around their foot, because it's quite a common thing, string foot. Like, they get hair and stuff, and then it cuts off the blood supply and they lose their toes.
Is that why they lose their toes?
That is why they lose their toes.
Do you know, I never knew that. You see so many footless pigeons.
Yeah.
So sad.
I've never noticed.
It's honestly so sad, and they're so intelligent and so affectionate, and they have amazing GPS. Like, you know, they're amazing birds.
They are.
Yeah.
And
Like
survived.
I'm pigeon.
I really feel that you are team pigeon. Yeah, I think something special happened that night.
I kind of regret leaving.
I just wish it was any other bird. I'd be on board. I'd be fully on board.
It's probably not a coincidence, you know.
It
the pigeon gods.
does seem like sometimes a slap in the face that it's chosen to be pigeons.
But maybe you are the chosen one, you know. Maybe they're like, she is the chosen one.
Pigeon queen.
Yeah.
No.
And tell me about your tour. So you toured with Halocene. How was that?
An experience.
It was an experience. It was a lot of countries in a very small amount of time.
Yeah, it was the most ambitious tour. Like, the route was
How were you away for?
3
3 weeks, yeah.
Really?
But it seems like, you know, months.
Yeah, we did a lot of miles.
A country a day.
Whoa!
I think we're still recovering.
I think so too, it'll take a while. But it was a real test, because if you can be on the road for 3 weeks and everything goes pretty smoothly, then the 8 days that we just did are like, sure.
It's true. It felt like we were more seasoned athletes this time, you know. We were just like, 8 days. Kind of.
We didn't have any rest days though this last tour, so
None at
There was
all.
barely any time to like just be like, how is everyone doing?
Yeah,
it was very
yeah.
like, you know, sleep, get up, pack, load the van,
What time
play,
sound check? What time
go to
goes?
sleep.
Yeah.
All again, repeat.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
It
Yeah, but there's
is.
something reassuring. Like personally, I really like touring for this reason, because you get the routine and you get sort of like, you have a program every day, you have a plan every day, but you have enough amount of variations to keep you interested as well. So it's always a different venue, it's always a different sound check. Let's not go into sound checks now. Quite an experience.
Who knows what creative decisions the sound engineer will make tonight?
Will we have sound? That's avant-garde.
Will we, won't we?
Nothing worse. Let's try that.
Yeah.
And now, the first time I saw you, it was at Download. You were on the Dogtooth stage, and it was incredible, wasn't it? You didn't have the best lot in the world, but it was rammed, wasn't it? Absolutely rammed. You went down so well. Do you feel that was a real turning point for you in your career?
It was a massive sort of wish list tick for me, because I'd been to Download as a fan, as a punter, for I think that was like my 10th one.
Really?
So, you know, I've done the pilgrimage every year, and then to play it was just absolutely insane. You know, like when you get through the gates and you hear like the thud of the drums, you're just like, oh my god, I'm here. And then we were causing that thud to someone. Like someone was coming into the doors.
Yeah,
and like, it was like, you know,
it's true. It's true.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, there was a lot of big feelings.
It was amazing. Yeah.
It was a shame it was so short, but it was the hottest gig of my life.
It was.
Like, I've never had to like pour water over myself while playing before.
Yeah.
It was like 30-something degrees.
It was kind of dangerously hot.
And we were there for the whole thing, and we were playing on a Sunday, so we were already like pretty exhausted.
Caked in dust.
You were in the tent.
And then with the lights, and then with moving around. Yeah, we came back. Yeah, came off stage, and just there was a bucket of ice, and we were just going like that.
That was such a moment coming off stage. That was epic.
I bet you just felt like we can do anything now, didn't you? Like you conquered the world.
Yeah.
You feel proper.
It was proper. Yeah.
We're a proper band.
I really had like the fear before. Because I recorded I was trying to record a set, which didn't work because my phone went like face planted on the floor after about 3 songs. But at the start, when it was just starting to record and I was still setting up, you can see the fear on my face. I'm literally like, oh my god, so many people. So if you can play a gig in those conditions, like overheated, terrified, like a big stake, like you gotta get this right, you can do anything.
You certainly can.
Yeah.
I mean, that, like you said, Anna, that dust. I mean, oh my god. If you went to Download, you know about the dust. It was insane. Wasn't it?
Yeah, the drier it is, it's just, the more dust you accrue.
It was crazy.
And that's a leaky eye.
Absolutely. Oh yeah, got my leaky eye.
Oh, the cursed leaky eye.
And talking about amazing things, so you, Hannah, and Anna, you've both been named as in the top 13 guitarists who are going to change the world in Metal Hammer. How amazing is that?
I was like, how's that going?
They are definitely changing the world.
That's good. We're changing it. You know, one string at a time. That's mad.
It is mad. I like it how we come as a team.
It's
Whenever
true.
we're nominated
It's
for
true.
anything, it's always like as the team. That's really nice.
Yeah.
So wonderful.
Which is good because I don't think my parts don't make any sense without Anna's parts. So, you know.
Yeah, likewise.
Oh, that's just lovely.
Yeah.
Now, one more question, because I know we're getting short on time and we need to take some amazing photos. Yes. So, tell me, of all the music you love and all the music you've seen, who inspires you all the most? So each of you, who do you think is a real inspiration?
Oh, it's so hard. I mean, do you want to go first?
No, I'm just having a little panic.
I feel like we're all going to say this. For me, it is a mixture. I think still Carnival is probably my favourite, most inspiring band. But also like anything noisy and aggressive sounding I find really calming. So stuff like lightning bolt and like just like noise, creative drumming, just like as a real like release of like noise. But then like I think Carnival, like some of the lyrics, like I feel a lot more with that kind of band. But, yeah, that's probably mine.
Julia?
Okay, to be honest, I live in the past. Like all my favorite bands and inspiration stuff, they're like all like gothic stuff and like post-punk, new wave stuff. I don't really know. I can say what inspires me. What is this band? Not me, but like you guys. Because Hawxx existed before me. I joined the band 2 years ago, and so what inspires me is the potential of what we can achieve. And what inspires me is seeing fans come up to us after the gigs and talk to us and say how much it means to them. I think that's it. The message and what we can achieve and how we can help change the scene and how we can grow ourselves as individuals and as musicians as well. That's the inspiration. That's the push. I can't say I'd be a liar if I said, okay, there's a band that's already doing that we want to be like. But every time we play, of course, we like seeing other bands as well, and it's always fun, it's always great. So, but like in terms of this band and what inspires me is what we can achieve, and like we've already started to see the results. What do you say in English? Reap what you sow? Yeah. So I've started to see the results of that, and for me it's a huge motivation and inspiration to keep doing what we're doing, just better and bigger, and be true to ourselves and all that. Stuff that we do.
Sweet, I should have thought that. It is true, like you guys are the main inspiration.
Yeah, you guys are amazing. Yeah.
And the music is right up my street.
I love the music.
It is insane to be able to express yourself so freely in a band.
Yeah.
Like, I think all of us, like, we play what we want to play and it just happens to work.
It's so true.
It's like, how? There's not one person going, oh no, this needs a like bossa nova groove, or oh no, this needs like this chord pattern. Everyone's just like, this is just flown out of me, and and
there's this magic thing. This has happened since the beginning, and it has always blown my mind that like when something is right in the songwriting, everyone knows it, and when it's wrong, everyone knows it. Wow. It's this really weird thing of like, we're almost there but not quite, and then when we get there it's like, yeah, that's it. And when it's like we have this thing of like, not this, but, and then the other person will be like, yeah, like something like that, and then just the feeling of getting there is amazing. But there is this like weird unspoken connection between us all that is like, it's like otherworldly almost. It's really amazing.
It feel like that
because in the workings, so say like lyrics or something, will be like, there'll be a word that on paper it does all the right jobs, it's you know, the meaning is correct, the meter of it is correct, but it's not right. And then you're like, placeholder for a bit, and then we'll say a word, and it's like, that's the one. That is the one. It's like, yes, of course. Like that is the correct one. And there's no doubt.
Victory sip.
Victory sip.
So, what's next for Hawxx?
Writing, I think.
Do you write together?
Yeah, of course.
I'm excited to start the writing.
2000 Trees Festival as well, which we're excited about.
Fantastic.
I've not been before. I'm excited.
Someone I spoke to was like, it's going to be your new favourite festival, and I feel like that's true.
This year is
and just being in a forest, like, sorry download, but like, you know, when you're there like in the concrete with the barbed wire fences and stuff, you're just like, yes, I'm doing it for metal, but like, you know, to be in the leafy trees, like, I think it would be really nice.
And a smaller festival download as well. That is so download. I do it for the metal. But like all the practicalities are awful.
They really are.
Oh yeah, and
no shade.
Walk 5 miles from the campsite from the car. Back.
Yeah,
Like,
but that's just what you do here. Like, it's fine, it's normal.
It's
Yeah,
a sacrifice.
It's a sacrifice.
But yeah, 2,000 trees actually sounds quite pleasant.
It sounds, quite relaxing.
Less dusty, I'm sure.
Hopefully,
Earthy.
trees will do their thing.
So, website. Let's do a plug for the website. Hawxx.co.uk.
That is correct.
Yes. So if you want to know more about Hawxx, check out hawxx.co.uk. And it's been really lovely to speak to you all today.
Thank you so much. This has been so nice.
Heavy metal rock. Global mind.